Okay, delighted to be joined by Dessie Farrell, Dublin Senior Football manager. Dessie, a win here this afternoon against Sligo and Cavan, a good performance and a top of the table finish in the group as well. So job done in that regard.
Yeah, no, we're delighted with that. Met our objectives coming in today. It was unusual circumstances because it wasn't fully in our own control. We needed to win and win convincingly, and you were never going to be sure of what the winning margin needed to be. But it worked out on both sides. I think obviously the strong performance to get the victory, and then we kicked on to put enough distance between ourselves and a potential Roscommon as it may have turned out.
A tight opening 20 minutes or so in the game, but I guess Con's goal after about 20 minutes or so in the game kind of opened it up for ourselves.
Yeah, we were definitely a bit sluggish at the start. I think it was more a sense of feeling our way through it. That can happen with playing against defensive systems. That low to mid block, it can be difficult to break down, and we just needed to be patient, and when the opportunities present themselves, eventually we started to kick into gear and take those, and scores came a little bit more easily to us in the back end of that first half.
We saw as well in the second half, you must be pretty happy with how the work rate of the guys. The game was won in the last 10 or 15 minutes, but you could see the guys were still working very hard, especially up top, trying to get possession and more scores as well.
Yeah, obviously we had a handle at half time what was happening in the other game, but that was only a moment in time. You were never sure, so while we were comfortable, we didn't want to walk into a sucker punch, and the mindset was to be very clinical and ruthless and still chase this thing down, and the lads, to be fair, went out and showed that type of attitude and desire in how they performed, particularly in the first quarter of that second half, and that's when we definitely put a bit of distance between ourselves and Sligo.
A top of the table finish means you're straight into a quarter final, so it gives you a bit of a breathing space ahead of that quarter final now.
Yeah, and I think it would have been our preferred option to have the 2 weeks to get some comprehensive rest and recovery, and there's definitely areas for us to improve on, and we'll get maybe to spend a little bit of time on those in that fortnight period. So yeah, we're happy with that.